What would you do if you suddenly experienced a heart attack while being completely alone? Imagine feeling such intense chest pain that it seems your heart might burst, with nobody around to help you. Would you know exactly what actions to take in the next 10 seconds? Believe it or not, this scenario isn't something from a movie script. It's the daily reality for millions of elderly people living alone across Latin America who face the silent terror of suffering a heart attack with no one to assist them. Hey there, I'm Dr. Esteban Ramirez. I'm 83 years old and have been practicing cardiology for over 4 decades now. Throughout this time, I've treated more than 60,000 patients with heart conditions. And today I want to speak with you with complete honesty, as if you were sitting right here in my office. What you're about to hear in this video could determine whether you live or die. Because when you suffer a heart attack while alone, your chances of dying reach 89%. However, if you understand what to do in those first 10 seconds, those odds change dramatically. You could have up to a 92% chance of surviving. Do you know what makes the difference? Knowledge versus ignorance. Between life and death, lack of information can be deadly. That's why today I'm going to share everything I've learned during more than 40 years in medicine. A few weeks ago, I received a call at 3:00 a.m. A woman was crying on the other end of the phone. "Doctor, it's a miracle. My father survived. Thank you for teaching him what to do." She was referring to Mr. Jose Mendoza, a 78-year-old patient of mine. He had suffered a heart attack at home, completely alone and without anyone's help. He managed to stay conscious, perform the steps I had taught him months earlier, and reach the hospital in time. When I reunited with him, he told me something I can't forget. "If I hadn't remembered what you explained to me, doctor, I would be dead today." What saved his life wasn't luck. It was preparation. It was having listened, having practiced, having been ready. Today, I want to give you that same opportunity. If you found this information valuable so far, please hit that subscribe button and the notification bell. This knowledge could save your life or someone you love. I'm going to share with you the 8 key steps to survive a heart attack when you're alone. And I'll do it in clear, direct, and human language, because this knowledge isn't taught in medical schools. It's learned through experience in emergency room corridors, in the stories of those who have been on the edge of death and returned. But before teaching you those 8 steps, I need you to understand something very important. A heart attack never arrives like in soap operas. It's not like television where the character grabs their chest, screams, and falls to the floor. The reality is much more silent, more confusing, and much more dangerous. The day Mr. Jose suffered his heart attack, everything seemed normal. He had gotten up at 5:00 a.m., as always, prepared his coffee, sat down to read the newspaper, but suddenly he felt something strange in his chest. It wasn't a sharp pain. It was like uncomfortable pressure, as if something was crushing his heart from within. He thought maybe he had eaten too much dinner, that it was indigestion, but 10-20 minutes passed, and the discomfort didn't go away. On the contrary, it got worse. 30 minutes later, he began to feel numbness in his left arm, then a dull pain in his jaw, and in that instant he knew, "This is a heart attack," he thought. And that awareness made all the difference. If he had told himself, "Surely it's age or stress, it'll pass," he probably wouldn't be alive to tell about it. Statistics don't lie. 87% of people who suffer a heart attack confuse the symptoms with something else. They think it's a digestive problem, a cold or muscle pain, and while they waste valuable time, the heart is being damaged with every minute that passes without attention. Now listen carefully to this. People over 65 who live alone have 4 times higher risk of dying from a heart attack than those who are accompanied. And not because they have a weaker heart, but because when alone, they often don't know what to do or do nothing at all. But that doesn't have to happen to you, because even if you're alone, you can prepare, you can learn what to do, and you can act at the right moment. Mr. Jose didn't save himself by luck. He saved himself because months before, he had attended a talk where I explained exactly what to do if he suffered a heart attack while alone, and when the moment came, he remembered every step. Instead of panicking, he looked at the clock, took a deep breath, and said, "Very well, now I must start the step-by-step process." That's the difference between someone who is prepared and someone who isn't. Those who are prepared maintain calm, even in the worst moment, because they know what to do, how to do it, and in what order. Those who aren't prepared become paralyzed, desperate, and often make decisions that worsen the situation. And if you also have high blood pressure, diabetes, high cholesterol, or are a smoker, the risk is even greater. But the most important thing is this: even if you have all those factors against you, if you're prepared, you can survive, and not just survive, you can do it with the least possible damage. Mr. Jose is completely recovered today. He walks again, reads, enjoys his grandchildren, and all thanks to preparing in advance. You can do it too. In the next part, I'm going to teach you what are the 5 most important signals your body gives you before a heart attack, and how to recognize them before it's too late. Heart attacks, in the vast majority of cases, don't arrive suddenly. Your body warns you. I want you to remember these signals well. Write them down and share them, because if you ever feel them or see them in someone you love, you'll be able to act in time. Signal number 1, a sensation of pressure, tightness, or weight in the center of your chest. It's not a stabbing pain or burning. It's like something very heavy is crushing your chest, like a rock positioned right in the center of your body. Some patients tell me, "Doctor, it was like someone was squeezing my heart with their hand from the inside." And attention, this pain or discomfort doesn't last a few seconds and go away. It usually persists for more than 15 minutes and doesn't improve with common medications. Signal number 2, radiating pain. It begins in the chest, but then extends to the left arm, sometimes both arms, neck, jaw, or even upper back. In women, jaw pain is especially common. I know patients who thought it was a dental problem, and instead of going to emergency, they called the dentist. Signal number 3. Extreme fatigue without apparent reason. If one day you feel exhausted without having made any effort, as if your body couldn't go on anymore, that could be a signal that the heart isn't receiving enough oxygen. This signal is very common in women and usually goes unnoticed, but if it occurs along with other signals, you must act immediately. Signal number 4. Sudden shortness of breath and cold sweat. You're at rest, haven't climbed stairs, and suddenly you feel short of breath, that it's hard to breathe, and you start sweating cold. Even if it's cool or you're in front of a fan, it's one of the most alarming signals and is often confused with an anxiety attack. But if it occurs along with chest pressure or radiating pain, it's a clear signal that the heart is suffering. Signal number 5, dizziness, nausea or vomiting. If you suddenly feel dizzy, like you're going to faint, if you get nauseous without explanation or even vomit, don't attribute it only to indigestion. Many people take an antacid or digestive, thinking it's the stomach, when in reality they're already in the first stages of a heart attack. And here comes something very important. You don't need to have all 5 signals at once. Having 2 or 3 is enough to suspect a heart attack. And if you also have risk factors like high blood pressure, diabetes, high cholesterol, or history of smoking, just one of these signals is enough for you to act immediately. Miss Jose, the patient I told you about before, recognized 3 of these signals: chest pressure, arm pain, and sudden fatigue. And that was enough for him to understand what was happening and act without wasting time. Thanks to that, the damage to his heart was minimal. Today he still walks every morning and enjoys his grandchildren, and I want you to reach that point too. So now we're going to move to the most important part of this video, the 8 steps you must follow if you're alone and begin to feel that you might be suffering a heart attack. You don't need to be a doctor, you don't need specialized equipment, you just need memory, calm, and decision. Because even if you're alone, even if you live far from a hospital, these steps can increase your chances of surviving up to. So pay attention, listen calmly, and above all practice it, because as you'll see, most of these steps can and should be rehearsed before an emergency arrives. We prepare for many things in life, but very few prepare to survive a heart attack. And that's going to change today. Are you ready? Let's go with step number 1. As soon as you start feeling symptoms, stop everything you're doing and sit in a safe place. Don't keep walking, don't think it'll pass. Don't tell yourself I'll wait a few more minutes. Just look for a chair or sofa with back support and sit with your back supported. Don't lie on the floor. Sitting on the floor makes circulation difficult and can worsen your condition. Don't stay standing either. The priority is maintaining stability and avoiding falls. Miss Chose was about to go for a walk, but as soon as he felt chest pressure, he sat on the entrance bench with his back supported, and thanks to that, he didn't collapse or lose consciousness. That first step, although it seems simple, saves lives. Step number 2, chew an aspirin. If you have aspirin at home, take a 100 ml tablet and chew it immediately. Don't swallow it whole, chew it well and let it dissolve in your mouth. Why? Because by chewing it, the medication is absorbed much faster, and that helps dissolve the clots that are blocking the artery. It's a simple measure, but it can reduce cardiac damage by up to 40%. A clear case is Mrs. Teresa Gutierrez, a 76-year-old woman who lives alone. One morning she began feeling unwell. She remembered what we had discussed in a health talk, and although she was nervous, she chewed the aspirin and called emergency. When she arrived at the hospital, doctors told her that thanks to that, her heart had barely suffered damage. If you don't have aspirin at home, don't panic. You can continue with the next step, but if you have cardiac history, you should always have a box on hand, preferably in a visible and accessible place, like on top of the refrigerator. And if you're allergic to aspirin or have gastric ulcers, avoid it and go directly to the next step. Step number 3, call emergency services and give your location clearly. In Spanish-speaking countries, the emergency number can vary: 911, 311, 1117. Have it saved in your phone. But the most important thing is giving your address clearly and completely when starting the call, because during a heart attack, you can lose consciousness at any moment. And if you didn't give the address before, medical services won't know where to find you. For example, you should say this as soon as the emergency call connects. My name is Luis Galvez. I'm at 25th Street, number 32, apartment 3B, El Robe building. I have chest pain and trouble breathing. After that, calmly answer the operator's questions. Don't hang up, don't exaggerate, but don't minimize either, and speak as clearly as you can. Step number 4, open your house door and leave the key or code visible. This step is more important than it seems. If paramedics arrive and the door is locked, they'll lose valuable minutes trying to enter. If your door has an electronic code, write the code on a large piece of paper and stick it at the entrance. If you use a key, place it in a visible place, like a flower pot or on the entrance mat. Don't be afraid that a thief will enter. At that moment, your life is more important than any object. Step number 5, adopt an inclined position of 45 degrees, with legs slightly elevated. Don't lie down completely. Don't stay straight like a statue either. The ideal is to recline your body backward at a 45-degree angle, leaning on a chair or sofa, and if you can, elevate your legs slightly on a cushion or pillow. Why this position? Because this way, you help blood continue flowing to the brain and heart without overloading the lungs or circulatory system. If you lie down completely, fluid can accumulate in the lungs, and if you sit too upright, the heart works harder. Step number 6, send a brief text message to your family members. Don't make phone calls. At this moment, you shouldn't talk on the phone. Talking involves effort, and that effort can worsen your condition. Instead, Send a brief direct text message without unnecessary details. Something like, "I'm having heart attack symptoms. Called emergency. They're taking me to the hospital. Don't worry, come," and don't send it to just one person. Send it to 2, 3 or more family members. This way, you ensure someone sees it even if another doesn't respond. Step number 7, breathe deeply. Inhale for 4 seconds and exhale for This type of slow, controlled breathing reduces the heart's workload and helps maintain calm and oxygen flow. Do it like this. Inhale through your nose, counting mentally to 4, and exhale slowly through your mouth, counting to 6. It's important that breathing be abdominal, not just with the chest, and if you can, make a soft sound when exhaling to make it more controlled. This technique not only relaxes, but also improves circulation and helps you gain time. Step number 8, press the inside of your wrist and cough 3 times hard. This step is little known, but can help you in a critical moment. With your thumb, press firmly on the inside of your wrist, right where you feel your pulse. At the same time, cough hard 3 times in a row. Why does it work? Because coughing generates pressure inside the chest that stimulates blood flow, and pressing the pulse regulates heart rhythm. It's not a replacement for medical attention, but it's a tool to keep you stable for a few more minutes, and those minutes can make the difference between living or not. Mr. Jose applied these 8 steps with total precision. He didn't improvise, didn't hesitate. He acted like someone who had prepared. 14 minutes after calling emergency, the ambulance arrived. They found him conscious, calm, and in correct position. Today, months later, his heart functions normally, and his story has already saved other people who watched this same video. Now it's your turn. Learn these steps, write them down, stick them on the fridge if necessary. Until now I've explained how to act if you're alone and feel you're having a heart attack. But there's something even more important, preparing before it happens. Because no matter how much you know what to do, the ideal is that you never have to use it, and that's possible. Throughout my career, I've known hundreds of people over 80 who have never suffered a heart attack. Do you know what they had in common? 3 simple habits that anyone can adopt, and that reduce heart attack risk by more than 70%. I call them the 3 golden habits. Golden habit number 1. Walk 30 minutes every day. You don't need to run or do intense exercise, just walk 30 minutes every day. What matters isn't speed, but consistency. Let me tell you about Mr. Ernesto Salazar, an 82-year-old man who lives in Tuca, state of Mexico. For more than 25 years, he gets up at 6 a.m. and walks in the park. It doesn't matter if it's cold or hot, my body asks for it. He tells me. His last checkup showed his heart functions like someone who's 60, and his only secret is walking every day. Golden habit number 2, reduce salt consumption to the maximum. Salt is one of the heart's most silent enemies. It increases blood pressure, hardens arteries, and favors heart attacks. And the problem is that most of us consume much more than we need. Avoid processed products, cold cuts, instant soups, industrial bread, and canned foods. Instead, eat more fruits, vegetables, legumes, and natural foods. Mrs. Rosario, 79 years old, confessed to me that at first it was difficult. I felt food had no flavor, but after a month, my palate changed. Now I can't stand salty food. It makes me thirsty, feels heavy. And since then, her blood pressure stays stable. Golden habit number 3. Quit cigarettes and alcohol regardless of your age. I've heard the same phrase many times. Doctor, I'm already 70 years old. Why quit now? And I always respond the same, because you're still in time to improve your health. Mr. Carlos, 74 years old, quit smoking at 70 after 50 years of doing it. I thought it was useless, but in 6 months, I breathed better, slept better, and even went back to climbing stairs without getting tired. It's never too late, never. Your body always appreciates change. And if you are already taking medications for blood pressure, cholesterol, or diabetes, never stop them on your own. Those medications are protecting your heart. If you think you no longer need them, talk to your doctor, but don't risk it alone. And please, get a heart checkup at least once a year. An electrocardiogram, blood analysis and cardiac ultrasound can detect problems before it's too late. Now I want to do a review with you. Let's engrave it in your mind and heart. 5 warning signals of a heart attack. First, pressure or weight in chest center. Second, pain radiating to arm, neck or jaw. Third, fatigue without apparent cause. Fourth, difficulty breathing and cold sweat. Fifth, dizziness, nausea or vomiting. 8 steps to act if you're alone. First, sit in a safe place. Second, chew an aspirin. Third, call emergency and give your address. Fourth, open door and leave key or code visible. Fifth, recline at 45° angle with legs slightly elevated. Sixth, send brief message to family. Seventh, breathe 4 seconds inhaling, 6 exhaling. Eighth, press your wrist and cough 3 times. 3 golden habits to prevent heart attacks. Number 1, walk 30 minutes every day. Number 2, reduce salt consumption. Number 3, quit cigarettes and alcohol. But there's something more I want to ask you. Write these steps down. Stick them on your fridge, beside your bed, or where you see them every day. And if you can, rehearse them. Act as if you were having a heart attack. Look at the clock. Sit down. Breathe. Act. It's not exaggerated. It's preparation. It's prevention. It's love for your own life. And now I want you to do something more. Go to the refrigerator, take a sheet, and write the following. I am prepared. If a heart attack comes, I'm not going to give up. I know what to do, and I'm going to survive. Read it every day. Make that phrase your promise to yourself, because you're not alone, and because you deserve to live many more years with health, joy, and peace. I'm Dr. Esteban Ramirez, and after 40 years accompanying thousands of hearts, I assure you this: you can defeat a heart attack. And today, you've taken the first step. If this video helped you, please hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you never miss life-saving content like this. Share it, send it to your parents, siblings or friends, and leave me a comment writing, I am prepared. That's not just a comment, it's a promise to yourself and a declaration of life. Take care of yourself, and I sincerely wish that your heart has much health and accompanies you for many, many more years. Thank you for staying with me until the end, and see you in the next